In this video, you're gonna see how I managed to close a client that's worth 4.5k for my agency. And I wanna say that I usually do one call closes, but this client was closed in two, or actually it was closed in one, but we had to postpone the starting for like 3 months. So yeah, enjoy the sales call.
Hello, Shar.
Alex, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. By the way, if it's comfortable for you, go ahead, have your camera, but if you don't feel like it's gonna be fair for me to not have a camera on, you can turn it off, okay?
I don't mind at all, and if it's comfortable for you, even if you're in your PJs, feel free to turn your camera on, but no biggie otherwise.
Yep, unfortunately, I'm on a computer. I'm still old school with a big chunky computer, not a laptop. But yeah, by the way, Shar, is everything good with the audio? Because sometimes we have some problems, but could you just confirm? Do you hear me fine?
Yeah, your audio's fantastic. Where are you calling in from? It's evening time for you, is what I'm guessing, yeah?
Yep, it's actually 8:16 p.m.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for staying up. As I try to book it as quick as earlier as possible to not keep you up very late at night. But thank you for staying up super late. I hope you don't have a bunch of meetings after me.
No, it's actually 8:30 is the last, but thank you so much for bringing it up. But yes, we are currently based in Bulgaria. It's a 7-hour difference, so we're doing fine with it. If people are in Hawaii, that's the big deal. But right now,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Okay, so it's great to connect to Shar. By the way, I saw that you changed names. It's Shar, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because I already got it wrong once or twice, but okay.
Nope,
Okay.
you're totally fine.
Okay, awesome. I'm really excited, by the way, to learn more about your business and see how I can help you if I can. And Shar, if you're ready, we can get started.
Let's do it.
Okay, awesome. First off, obviously, thank you for jumping on the call with me today. What we usually do, if you've been on maybe some calls, and you've been on some calls probably as well, we start by asking you a few questions about your business and your goals and your challenges, most importantly, to just see if we can even help, because the last thing that we want is to just say, yeah, we can help, of course we can help, and then we don't bring anything because we're not sure what your business even does and what your challenges are. So if it sounds like we're a good fit, of course I will explain what we do from A to Z, and I will answer any question under the sun that you might have. Okay?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So are you here with me today, just to confirm, to see how we can bring you more clients for lazy hair removal?
Yes, I'm interested to see. I know you said you had some ideas around potentially being able to work together. So I'm curious to see how you guys work.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. So just a few quick questions about your overall structure of your pricing for lazy hair removal. Are you lowering prices because of competition? Walk me through how that works for you for lazy hair removal.
No. So just so you know about my background too, the prickly business is actually my it's like my passion project. It's like my side hustle. I'm actually the VP of sales, so I'm very familiar with both sales and marketing.
Yep.
And I work within the tech industry, so having these calls all day long. But no, we don't. The sales pitch that I have, like our pricing is actually much higher than most of our client base, but or most of our competitors. But what we lean into is I don't do any packages. And because we don't do packages, we don't have to lower the pricing as much because they're not making a $1,000 or thousands of dollars decision. They're making a very like $79 to $300 decision is kind of what they're going for. And they get to pay that every single time they come in. The other thing that allows us to have a higher price point is only hiring technicians that are at a tier 4 or higher, which is the highest licensing you can get in the state of Texas. We do not book clients back to back, so the service that we provide is phenomenal, and the equipment that we use is top notch. So when I can it's really easy for me to justify why our pricing is much higher than additional, like our competitors. Initially, when I was building the business, I was doing certain, like I was giving out certain discounts if people came in and did an internal review for us or before and after pictures. We've gotten away from discounts entirely. And what I would prefer to do that's worked out really well is getting clients in and giving them the first treatment for free on a small area. And then if they like us, to be able to follow through. And the conversion rate on those is like 95%. So they do come back, and they come back at regular pricing. And the reason that's worked really well for us is they don't, like, the people that we got in at discounted pricing, then wanted that discount moving forward. It was really high to go from one price point up. So that's kind of to give you a background of where we're at in terms of pricing.
Okay. Just so we're clear, you said that you've been doing campaigns for a free first initial treatment. Are you currently doing the marketing yourself, or do you have people doing it for you?
I don't have people doing it for me. I've been doing all of the marketing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just to be clear, you don't have any other pricing points, only, I'm guessing you said lower end, so 79 to 300, so it's only one session. You don't offer packages, you don't offer memberships.
Nope. No packages, no memberships. And that's like very intentional.
Okay. So Shar, what does your perfect patient look like? I know that many med spas and practices have a certain type of people that are best to work with. Have you find?
Yep. It's in a few different categories. So I would say the first category of our ICP is females, women between the ages of about 25 to 35. That's one category. Then the second category that we have is still women between the ages of, I would say, like 40s to mid 50s. So that would be the second category. And then the third category that we have is people who are actually looking at like gender reaffirming type, either people who have hormonal issues, so like PCOS, things like that, or people who are going through a gender transition. And that is a really big market for us. We haven't heavily marketed or have a lot of information on our website yet. But for people who are having hormonal challenges, we offer a 50% discount off of all of our rates because they never stop coming. There's like no end point. And we do the same thing for gender reaffirming laser. So this could be somebody who's transitioning from biological male to trans female, and that's a really big market for us too.
Yes. Okay. By the way, this market was mentioned to me quite a few times, but we haven't still utilized it. But okay, I've taken a note.
It's a hard market it's a hard population market too. Like very, very referral driven, very,
Okay. So you said that you have a top-notch quality on your machine. By the way, do you offer only laser hair removal, or is it just your main?
It's only for laser hair removal right now.
Okay. Okay, Shar, do you have a list of previous patients with phone numbers that are no longer active clients for your practice? And if so, how many people are in the list?
Yes, I would say it's about 20%, and we do a good job of like remarketing to those people already.
Okay, so you're already utilizing your database, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, is this email marketing or text blast?
It's both. So one of the ways that we communicate with them is on a text platform that's like back and forth and not just like, it's very customized. So it really seems like somebody wrote out a full-on text message and sent it. So that's one of the best ways for us to be able to get those clients to come back. And we do send out email marketing as well.
Okay, so you're doing this all by yourself, correct?
Correct, which I know sounds like a lot, but I'm very systematic. So it really doesn't take that long to be able to do it.
Okay. So which software are you using for appointment booking? Is it Vagaro, Booker, Square?
It's actually My Simple Spa.
Okay. Okay, so you said you're doing currently referrals, of course, database reactivation.
Yep.
Marketing. Is this Facebook ads, Instagram ads, CEO?
No, I haven't. I definitely not SEO. Like we just don't have the budget for that to be able to compete with your Blazerways and some of the bigger ones. So that's not a strategy that I'm interested in. Facebook ads and Instagram ads I haven't done, mainly because of the timing of going back and forth. And the customer acquisition cost hasn't been as worth it for us. Again, for the same reasons of kind of competing with the bigger boys. I do utilize social media heavily to get clients, and I would say it's about 95% of where our clients come from outside of referrals. And the way that I do that is cultivating expertise in specific groups, or having kind of affiliate and referral partners that end up getting a fee when they end up referring an actual client that comes in.
So you said 20 new clients. Are you comfortable with the current growth of the business?
Yes. My goal to get the business to kind of the revenue space and the amount of availability I actually have or would want to put into it is to be able to get a net total of 50 new clients. So not monthly, but just 50 new clients total. Additional is what we can handle.
Okay, so how many people are currently working in the staff?
There's two of us.
Two. Okay, so I'm writing down 50 new additional clients. Is that the end goal?
That is the end goal for the time being, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's how much would you say is one customer worth, just to have a monetary term goal? 50 clients?
Let me tell you. I'll give you the exact metric. Time value or like the per transaction value?
More like monthly recurring revenue.
Monthly, yep. So the current MRR for each client is $143.74.
Okay, so 134. Could you repeat? I forgot it already.
Yep, 143. Or if you want to round it up to 144.
Okay, so in monetary terms, that means you're looking to grow the business by an additional 7.2
Yep.
K in monthly recurring revenue. Okay,
You got
so how much is the business currently doing?
It's not doing that much currently right now. Let's see where our numbers are up to. We're doing roughly about 5K a month right now.
Okay. Okay, so you're currently making around 5K, and the goal, I'm putting it at around, you said 7, I said more like 7.2, so 12, let's say at 13K per month.
Yep.
Okay, so what is exactly holding you back from doing this on your own? Is it the marketing that you can handle all of it on your own? Is it that you want to scale and you can do it?
It's actually, there isn't really anything holding me back from being able to do it on my own, which is why most of these calls I haven't taken with account executives reaching out. You were very smart, though. I love the way that you use the loop approach, and you're clearly, you know what you're doing, and it sounds like you guys are doing a great job. So I thought about it, and I'm like, there's someone else I actually could potentially trust with marketing efforts. What's held me back is, up to this point, I had a full-time tech job that I was just working 60 hours a week, and I wasn't really focused on business expansion. It was, again, like more of a side business. Over the last 6 weeks is when I've shifted heavily into customer acquisition models again, and like growing that effort. So if I ended up doing it, it wouldn't really take it would be a 90-day game plan is what I put in place to actually acquire those 50 clients.
Okay, got it. By the way, thank you for I would say that's a compliment, because I saw that you were in the sales niche as well. So
yes.
Okay, so what is the main goal? I mean, of course, we have a monetary goal, but what are you looking to do? Are you looking to expand the business, to open more locations? But you said it's just a hobby, so
No, this is my fun hobby business. So I would just look to get it to that level because that's really I need to be above the 10K mark for it to make sense from the time that I'm investing in the business and just for it to like function better. But there is definitely not a massive expansion goal.
okay. Not to ruin my chances, but you said that you're able to do it on your own. I mean, why would you need us if you think that you can do it on your own? I mean, of course, if you can, there is no point in paying us to do it for you if you have the time and if you have the knowledge.
That is a good question. I was just curious to see what it is that you guys have. As I had mentioned, that where a lot of our ad revenue is essentially tied up, that's like the marketing, the little marketing budget that I have set aside. But if one of the ways that I have grown the business is through affiliate partners and referrals. And the way I structure that is whoever you end up referring that comes in, you get that person's full first treatment instead of doing like a 50/50 or like a revenue cost or anything like that. And it just ends up speeding up that engine. So if that's something that you're open to, I know in the emails back and forth, initially you had said no, but you said you might have some ideas of how it might be able to work together. So that was the main reason I took this call, is to see what those ideas were.
Yes, so we normally work on a commission basis, and
Yep.
to be fully transparent, we don't cover the ad spend, and our main acquisition channel is Facebook and Instagram ads.
Got it.
And I'm not trying to be
No, you're doing great.
pessimistic about it, but if we need to cover the ad spend,
Yep.
and we need to get only a commission or even 100%, this is just not in our model.
Totally makes sense.
So what we can do, you said that you have a small budget that you're putting aside. Is it for marketing or is it just for savings?
It's for marketing and it's just for promotional things. So like one of the things that I also do is I'll host events at the space, and I utilize that marketing budget to literally make people physically come to the store for like other things like clothing exchanges, whatever, a Galentine's Day, Valentine's event, personal training, just anything that will bring bodies in. So that's really what I've utilized that budget for. But what would you recommend based on some of the metrics that we chatted about? What is it that you'd be looking at in terms of like a monthly ad spend where it's actually worth it? Or it not actually worth it, where we would actually be able to see results based on what you're seeing in the industry?
Yes, so just from the beginning, I've taken a note that you currently don't offer packages and you have, as far as I see, you have no way of upselling people on higher end ticket. And this is the main place where the clients actually get the big return on investment. It's not just from getting the clients through the door. Of course, this is actually your part to retain those clients and actually bring them
Yep.
results. We actually upsell to packages, and I'm not sure if this is something. Of course, I remember that you said that it's planned. You don't. You have planned it to be only for a single session, and you don't think you're gonna be including packages, memberships, or is it something that you would like to explore?
I'm not open to packages at all. I've been in this business before. So when we do packages, the sales process, like the conversion metrics go down and revenue actually goes down. But I don't know how familiar you are with laser hair removal, but it's something that is quite. So as you know, it's something that is you are required to have somewhere between 6 to 12 treatments in general for it to work. And that's something that's covered in the consultations. So we don't have a problem with people not coming back or like having to sell a package to be able to retain the client. It's just after their next appointment, they automatically will rebook for that 4 to 6 week mark. So there isn't a lot of attrition until they're really at the point of being like at the end of the results. not offering packages is a really big sales point for us too, because it makes it easier for the client to just pay as they go in lieu of having to, go in debt, or like, especially the younger generation of like having to put it on credit cards. So in terms of packages, that's definitely something we wouldn't, it just doesn't fit our business model and how we've set it up.
Just a quick question.
Sure.
Do you not want to include packages because you think that they're going to be discounted, or you just don't want to pressure people into buying them?
Oh, no, I don't. The sales portion of it is not an issue. It's for a few reasons. The price point, it would be much harder to compete at the higher price point that I'm competing with in the market. And the second thing is I don't want to owe anything to anyone. So I had a previous laser business. We did phenomenal. We ended up having and this was a very large business where we had 3 laser operations working literally from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. almost every night. Like, we took appointments that late. And we were open half of Sundays as well. We ended up having a beautiful Black Friday special. We did packages at that point. Unfortunately, the business did not work out. And a few months later, we ended up having to close shop. And I owed 500 people prepaid packages. And that was an absolute nightmare. So I never want to be in a space where I owe anything to anyone. Like, I don't want to take their money and now I have to chase them if whatever, they move or something happens. I want it to be in a place where it's a very clean exit. If I ever decided to shut down the business tomorrow, I want it to be in a place where I just don't owe anything to anyone. That's really the main reason behind it.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Great questions you're asking. I love that you are asking and fully understanding the business model of it. Let me ask you this. In lieu of like what you guys are doing, I would potentially see that you could be able to do the same thing. Oh, because your revenue model is taking a specific percentage as you bring in. So if we did single treatments, then that brings, what do you normally take off of packages?
Yeah, so
Like when
it's
you work with
actually
sales, yeah.
only the first paid appointment. Not sure if we chatted about this, but we only take the percentage from the first paid appointment, and we book people in for packages. So this is what I'm trying
Got
to
it.
look for a solution, but the only thing that I see doing is if, for example, could you just open your metrics again and let me know
Yeah.
the average lifetime value of a customer?
Yeah, you bet.
Maybe you're seeing where I'm going with this.
Yeah, no, I love it. So the average lifetime value right now is $1,144.
44. Okay.
I would say that over a period of time is going to end up being, it's going to end up increasing. So here's something that happens very often is we'll get somebody that does one specific area. When they're getting to the point when they're like getting kind of close to ending that area, then what we'll say is there another area that you want to do? And we'll just do this area that you're currently doing for free. So the amount of money they're spending with us monthly, like, continues even when they're at a point where, when they're done with their initial whatever they started with. But that's the metrics that we have right now, a little over $1,100.
Okay, so I'm looking at this. It's probably not going to be a commission because yes, we make our whole revenue from selling packages, and if we take normally 30% of the only first appointment.
Yep.
And it's not going to work out for this model, but what we could do is potentially have a fixed price on a percentage of the lifetime value of a customer.
Yeah, that could be an option.
So every client we bring you, we get a fixed fee on this client, and you don't pay us anymore after that.
Yeah, that could absolutely work.
Okay, so are you currently getting most of your business from the promotion that you set for a free treatment?
Repeat that question for me one more time.
Are you currently getting most of your patients, actually your new patients from the campaign with the free initial appointment?
Yes. That and referrals. Those are the two biggest sources that we're getting right now.
Okay, because yes, you've actually found the gold mine. Actually, if you can retain people after they come in for a free appointment, it's easy to get them in the door. And if you have a good system in place to actually retain those people after the first treatment, you said 95%. This is insane. So
It's my background is just in sales. So like what we do with the consultation is it's a 30-minute consultation. They get educated on the entire process, why certain lasers work a certain way, why other ones don't, how it works, how they end up coming back. And by the time they're coming through the door, most of them are already very curious about laser and it's something they want to start. But what's great is we've already cleared them for treatment after that first one. They get a chance to see what it's like. And they book. Like it's really rare that someone will be like, okay, great, thanks for the free treatment,
bye.
I'm out. But the way I'm connecting with these people feels very warm in advance. There's a few groups in Austin that I'm very, very active on. There's a lot of people that refer us in those groups. So when these people are booking, a lot of them already know they want to come to Prickly and they're curious about trying it out. I would expect those metrics to be a little bit lower if they're just looking at an Instagram ad and coming in.
Yes, this is a point that I was going to
Yeah.
make. But it's not going to be that low if they come in for the first treatment because show-up rates
Totally.
are most importantly to mention are going to be a bit lower, but your offer, if this offer that you're saying right now, we run this, people are going to have such a big incentive to come. This is going to be a no problem to get them
Yes.
to show up. So, okay, let me just take a quick note. So you said you had a small marketing budget. What are we looking at? What would you say is the small marketing budget?
It's very, very tiny. It's $200 a month is what I'm spending on marketing right now.
Mm,
I
okay.
know.
Okay. Short question. Why?
Yeah.
Why 200?
Well, as you see, the business revenue is only $5,000 a month that's coming in right now, so that's covering costs. And I'm super duper diligent on anything that's recurring. And because I can be able to utilize just time and skills in bringing in new clients, it's not something additionally to be able to invest a ton of money in, which is why I've kind of stayed away from Instagram ads, Facebook ads, understand that space really well. So that's what I was curious about is what you're seeing in that space. Because I know sometimes when you're spending a couple $100 on it, it doesn't even break a dent and you need to have a specific budget for it. Which is why most of the time I don't end up taking these meetings, but that's mainly it's just where the finances of the business are and what the business can afford right now.
No, you're actually totally right. With a small budget, the platform just by the
Yep.
way, I'm not sure if you actually used Facebook and Instagram ads for your place, but the algorithm does most of the work, and the algorithm needs people to show the ad and just see who interacts and who is going to become a lead. So the main problem with low budgets is that it doesn't have enough data to make a
Yep.
decision to which people to show the ads to. But it really depends on the offer because we can get a 5 times less cost per lead and cost per acquisition if the offer is just bonkers, because your offer is bonkers. If we can run that, because most of the times we run packages and experiences, we're actually just trying to get in the space with experiences. By experiences, I mean not only laser hair removal, but actually creating a first experience for the customer.
Sure.
Not just offering one session laser hair removal, but your offer is still amazing if it's a free treatment. So cost per lead is going to be very low, even though we have only, would you say this is a certain amount? So 200 is the max that you'll be able to spend if, for example, let me finish, if for example we
totally.
bring you in the first month more cash, would you feel comfortable to increase that the next month so we get more
Totally.
customers and more recurring revenue?
Totally. Yeah. If we end up bringing in customers, I wouldn't mind taking whatever, like even half of that revenue we bring in and reinvesting it into a marketing engine. That would be comfortable. The thing I'm thinking about right now, though, is outside of the ad spend, if we end up doing a percentage of the lifetime revenue, let's say it ends up being 20 or 30%, just throwing numbers out, and it ends up being somewhere between $200 to $300 per lead that also comes in, and their first appointment is free. So let's say if we get 10 people that come in where their first appointment is free, then that ends up being a big chunk of change that is also going out in commissions in advance to the business actually receiving the first dollar coming in, which would be the following month when they end up rebooking the paid appointment. So that's something I'd want to make sure I solve for, so that if the more successful the actual campaign is, we're not in a place where you're like, I brought you 100 clients, give me $30,000, and I'm like, I haven't received any revenue yet. So I'd want to make sure that we can solve for that specifically too.
Yes. So because it's quite a new pricing model that we're gonna utilize, if we're gonna utilize it, it's probably not gonna be 30%, because if the lifetime average is 1K and 100, we normally sell packages for anywhere between 500 in the low end up to 3,000.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna calculate the average for us. I'm actually just gonna open it just to see how
for sure,
what we normally get in the normal offer. Just to have a quick math here. Would you be comfortable? I'm just gonna give you an overarching price. Since your lifetime average is around 1K and $100, to start with 200 fixed price.
Yep, that's extremely fair.
And after 3 months, we can transition to a fixed fee model, where we only bring you patients, so you don't have to pay us the fixed price for every single new patient, but it's just monthly recurring revenue for us, and it's more predictable for you.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Okay, so what I can suggest is the 200 to begin with in the first 3 months.
Yep.
We have an onboarding fee. This is just to cover the costs of onboarding you, setting up the accounts, as well as the text campaigns. By the way, we still don't have a number for your database. You said that you're utilizing it, but when was the last time that you actually used it?
Literally, this was this past weekend. What I was doing is reaching out to all of our just folks that haven't come in or needed to reschedule an appointment that haven't rescheduled an appointment. So that the reactivation campaign just happened. And it's a very small client base. I want to say the total database we have is like 100 something people in our database.
Have you used the pre-initial appointment for your current database as a marketing campaign? Have you actually offered this to them?
Yes, absolutely. And these are, when I'm saying that, that's like our entire client base that's already come in. So the majority of them have already come in through, something free, or the very early ones, something discounted.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. I'd love to know what your onboarding process looks like. And then if money wasn't an issue for us, and like I had an unlimited budget, what would be the minimum ad spend that you would recommend per month? Because here's what we can do. What we could do is maybe potentially pause for the next, 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks. I can take that information back and see Like if we want to have you guys be the marketing arm of Prickly, what I need to put in place to make that successful, we reconnect and say, okay, cool. Now there's the budget. Now we can be able to move forward. Here's what that looks like. I'm open to that as well. I've been in the business for a long time to be able to know when somebody's doing good work, and I can absolutely compliment you. You're going through all of the right things. You did a great job with discovery of understanding my business. You have done a phenomenal job with outreach in terms of business development. I love that you sent the loom so that I knew that you're not mass emailing a ton of people. You've been persistent in following up, but you haven't been pushing it. Like you're checking literally every single box of what I would want in a partner where I release control of this area. So maybe we just work into that backwards. What does onboarding from a fee perspective look like for you guys? And then what is the ad spend that you normally would recommend as kind of the minimum mark to be able to kind of create a dent?
So actually we can create a dent with only 200, but we do a little bit more budget for our normal model.
Sure.
Because we need to actually put some
Yep.
bread in our mouths, but we normally do $40 per day to
Okay.
100. And after 3 months, depending on what the client wants and is capable of doing, we transition to a fixed fee model depending on what the ad spend is for them.
Got it.
The onboarding fee, depending if we're going to launch a database reactivation, because it costs money, we utilize Go High Level. We use
Yep.
AI to actually follow up and have personalized messages and not blast messages to everyone. And since this is not going to be included, let's say, in the package, we're not going to have this cost. So all of the cost is actually going to be onboarding you and actually adding you into our accounts. This is the Go High Level account. We use Slack as well for the communication. And
Awesome.
we have fees for actually following up from the platform with the leads and using the AI. And this is actually all the coverage. And of course, we need to pay our media buyers and team
Yep.
to actually produce results. Normally, our fee is 2,500,
Okay.
but so for this case, just give me a second to run the
Yeah,
maths.
no problem.
To run the maths.
You're
So,
doing great.
okay, around 1,250, because most of the times the actual cost of the database reactivation is quite a big one if the
Yep.
client has a big database. But in this case, it's actually not going to be even
Itty bitty.
utilized.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna try to fix that, and we're gonna
Yeah.
do it with, you said $200?
$200 a month. Here's what I would love to do as next steps. Let me go through and crunch a little bit of numbers on my end and see if there's something I can do to be able to increase that. And then can you and I set up a follow-up date to reconnect at the end of February? I'm really interested in everything I'm hearing, which is shocking because that is not how these calls go. So you did a phenomenal job, and I actually think you guys would do a great job being able to be the marketing arm of Prickly, and that would essentially save me time of not having to be that involved into that portion of it. And as the business expands, I wouldn't mind investing more into the relationship. So I'd love to set up that as a next step and follow up for us. The only other thing for us to solve, and we don't have to solve it right now on this call, but kind of thinking about how would we solve the commission piece of it if we're running the first treatment for free and then they're coming back in 30 to 45 days and paying that in terms of revenue, especially if that campaign ends up being very successful. I just want to make sure that I'm able to pay you guys the amount that we discussed, and I can pay you on time and not have it be holy crap, we got a ton of clients in, now I have a giant check to be able to write without the revenue in. And then thinking about how you would want to do the tracking aspect of it. Like there's codes that I can set up within our system if somebody sees the ad and goes online and immediately, signs up with that specific code. I'm happy to create a login for you guys into our system if you want to be able to just pull up reports so there's full transparency into what's happening, who's come in, who's coming back for the next appointment. So it just, I don't know, give some thoughts. I know that's not something that you normally do, but give some thoughts on how you'd want to solve for that for both of us too.
That's an awesome question, because actually, yes, we have done this for quite literally 1.5 years with the commission basis and tracking. This is the easiest part, because I haven't even pitched you in this call, but
I love that.
we do everything for you from the marketing and actually appointment booking side of things, and actually making sure that clients show up. And when I say everything, I mean it. We'll create the ad creatives, we'll create the ad copies, we'll target the perfect audience. You won't even have to call or follow up with the leads like most agencies, if you have even hopped on a call, do. Yes, we'll bring you leads, you just have to follow up with them. How do I follow up with 100 people every day? So that's what we do. We do everything for you. The appointment booking side and tracking side is not going to be a problem, because we actually book the appointments for you in your calendar, in your actual appointment booking software.
Awesome.
So we just need to have a login, either your login info, you just change the password to something that we both know, so it's not your personal password, or if Simply Book allows to create an account for us, we only need, since we're only getting a fixed fee from the first appointment, so when the person actually comes in, because we're not charging on an appointment, we charge on show up. We just need to see when an appointment has been confirmed.
Perfect.
We have a tracking sheet every month. We normally charge every month depending on when we launch the ads. So for example, if we launch the ads tomorrow, the 23rd of January, we get paid on the 23rd of February for all the clients that have come in. And on the 22nd of February, you just have to come in the sheet and just go and have a look through all the clients, just to confirm that everything is all right.
Awesome. I love that.
Bigger.
Yes, it will. It's just going to be in a space of being able to see if I can come up with the budget. So I think within that month period, I will have a little bit of a better idea of where I'm at in terms of being able to increase the ad spend budget, being able to support the fee of onboarding, having money in the bank for commissions and stuff for you guys, so that it runs really smoothly. It's not going to take me a full month to be able to figure that out. Should we follow back up with each other maybe within the next week? I don't think, based on what we chatted about, I wouldn't be able to pull the trigger and get started with you right away. That portion of it would at minimum take me a month. Realistically, we'd be looking at about a quarter of being able to get started working with each other. But if I've got now that I've got all of these numbers in place, it just makes it really easy for me to go look at my systems, my budgeting, see what I can get rid of, what I can move, how many clients I need to add within a certain period, and so on. So do you want to maybe just then follow up via email within the next week, and we can connect, and I can kind of give you what a start date would look like, or what I'm looking at on my end? Would that be better?
I mean, no, it's actually going to be better to schedule a quick call, so I know
Perfect.
and it's predictable to know when we're going to have a chat. I was just trying to see if that's something that you'll be looking to do a little bit earlier, because we normally don't schedule an advanced calls. Actually, we don't even do follow-up calls, because from the first call, people are already sold into, but I understand, so we're totally going to do that. You said around 28th of February.
Yep, and my schedule is wide open right now.
So after the sales call, we had another just follow-up call to see if we're gonna start. Yeah, on this call, we agreed to do half of the deposit first and half of the deposit after we start the ad campaigns. So after that, we had a onboarding call, but she had to reschedule, and she just wanted me to send her a payment link via email, and she paid it without another call. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for actually watching the whole sales call. If you have any kind of advice, tips, or just things that you want to comment down below. I do read all the comments. And if you want to connect with me on a more personal level, my Instagram is going to be in the description down below this video. Make sure to check it out if you want to. I post pretty much daily over there. And again, thank you so much for actually watching until the end. And I'm going to see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.